In 2022, I read 112 books. I will now review each of them in 10 words or fewer. For each book, I will include the title, the author's name, the genre, and my rating out of 5 stars. Yes, actually stars, not shrimp this time. If you want to know more than 10 words of my opinion on a book, you can head to my Goodreads page where I post longer reviews of almost everything I've read. That'll be linked in the description box below. A couple notes on my ratings. I only consider a book read if I've actually finished it. There were a ton of books last year that I got like 20% of the way through and just decided it was not worth my time to continue, and I don't think it's fair if I give my opinion on something that I did not commit to finishing. Everything else, though, is fair game. As for stars, here's how it goes. 1 star I reserve exclusively for things that I think are like actively harmful to society. I think the only 1-star review I ever gave was for Twilight New Moon because it perpetuates the idea that a relationship should be your entire existence, and you know what? I don't need to go on about Twilight New Moon. 2 stars is, this was awful. 3 stars is, this was fine, I just don't feel much about it. 4 stars is, hey, this was pretty good, or I think people should read this, even if it wasn't my personal favorite. And 5 stars either goes to books that have changed my life, books that I can read over and over and over and never get tired of them, or for sheer cheek. As in, it has an extremely original premise, fantastic representation of a marginalized group, or it just does something totally unexpected. And sometimes I leave a book unrated if I feel like my voice is not a voice that needs to be speaking up in the conversation about it, or if it just feels weird to assign a star rating to it. You'll see a few of those pop up. Alright, so let's just get into it. The Girl with the Louding Voice, Abi Daré, fiction, unrated. Brutal yet beautiful. Young Nigerian woman seeks education, finds empowerment. The Art of Losing, Lizzy Mason, young adult, 3.5 stars. Drunken mistakes, drama compound, but lose steam by the end. King and the Dragonflies, Kacen Callender, children's, 5 stars. Gorgeous exploration of queerness, blackness, grief, and family in Louisiana. Les, Andrew Sean Greer, fiction, 5 stars. Mediocre man avoids ex-boyfriend's wedding by globetrotting gloriously. Loved. Clap When You Land, Elizabeth Acevedo, young adult in verse, unrated. Half-sisters' lives intersect through verse. Unfortunately, I dislike verse novels. The New Teen Titans Omnibus, Volume 1, Marv, Wolfman, and George Pérez, comics, unrated. Everyone objectifies Starfire, still classic, foundational superhero stuff. Raven forever. Now a major motion picture. Cory McCarthy, young adult, 3.5 stars. Fresh premise dampened by dark cloud of a main character. Ramona Blue, Julie Murphy, young adult, 3.5 stars. Author of Dumplin' tackles bisexuality and poverty with mixed results. Late to the Party, Kelly Quindlen, young adult, 4 stars. Please let protagonists be asexual sometimes. Still good queer rep. I'm Not Dying With You Tonight, Kimberly Jones and Gilly Segal, young adult, 4 stars. Mob mentality frenzy with dual narrators. Fizzles towards the end. The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairlyand in a Ship of Her Own Making, Cathrynne and Valente, children's, 3.5 stars. Clever writing and twist, but who's this written for? The Grace Year, Kim Liggett, young adult, 3 stars. Amazing dystopian setup, wasted for milquetoast love story. Outlaw Culture, Resisting Representations. Bell hooks, nonfiction/essays, unrated. Unfortunately, dated references kept me from connecting here. Stranger in a Strange Land, Robert A. Heinlein, sci-fi, unrated. Extremely famous sci-fi for a reason. You grok? Luster, Raven Leilani, fiction, 3.5 stars. Unique writing that made me want to take several showers. So You've Been Publicly Shamed, John Ronson, nonfiction, 3.5 stars. Already dated, 7 years out, but such compelling subject matter. People Like Her, Ellery Lloyd, thriller, 4 stars. Momfluencer hell, written unamazingly, but so darn fun. The Teller of Secrets, Bisi Ajapon, fiction, 3 stars. Great message bogged down by random time jumps, POV inconsistencies. I actually grabbed the next 4 books after watching Jack Edwards' books that he read in 2021 video, which inspired this entire project, so I will make sure to put that in the description box below as well. My Year of Rest and Relaxation, Otessa Moshfegh, fiction, 3 stars. Desperately waited for a twist or point that never came. Piranesi, Susanna Clarke, fiction, 3.5 stars. Not life-changing, but totally lovely and original. Untamed, Glennon Doyle, memoir/self-help, 2 stars. And then everyone clapped. Sermons about starting level feminism. Yes, this was one of the 3 worst books I read this year. Hamnet, a novel of the plague, Maggie O'Farrell, fiction, 4.5 stars. The literariest, literary fiction, Shakespeare, death, loss, I loved it. The girls are all so nice here. Laurie Elizabeth Flynn, thriller, 3 stars. You've probably read this book before, but better. Fans of the Impossible Life, Kate Skelza, young adult, 3 stars. Depressed queer teens suffer from awkward POV shifts throughout. The Startup Wife, Tamima Anam, fiction, 3 stars. Did not get into this, startups and marriages are boring. Reckless Girls, Rachel Hawkins, thriller, 4 stars. Like The Beach, but less smart, but more sexy. On Top of Glass, My Stories as a Queer Girl in Figure Skating. Karina Manta, young adult memoir, 4 stars. Wonderful queer rep, maybe not enough skating stories. Heather, The Totality, Matthew Weiner, fiction, 2 stars. What happens when you let famous men have vanity projects? This was the second worst book I've read this year. A Short History of the Girl Next Door, Jared Reck, young adult, 4 stars. Captivating tale of grief, slightly too teenage boy. The Line Tender, Kate Allen, children's, 3.5 stars. Just fine debut with good environmental message and occasional clunkiness. Little Do We Know, Tamra Ireland Stone, young adult, 3 stars. Near-death experience, interesting. Teen/grown man romance, boo! Revelator, Daryl Gregory, horror, 4 stars. The Ghost Daddy freaks me the hell out. Tell Me My Name, Amy Reed, young adult, 5 stars. Feminist dystopian retelling of The Great Gatsby, will punch you. Loveless, Alice Oseman, young adult, 5 stars. Imperfect but much needed asexual representation. Yes, I sobbed. Kate in Waiting, Becky Albertalli, young adult, 3.5 stars. For theater kids, if you can track all 100 characters. A Heart in a Body in the World, Deb Coletti, young adult, 5 stars. Grips you, doesn't let go. Horrifically topical for American teens. The Shining Girls, Lauren Bukes. Thriller, 3.5 stars. Time-traveling serial killer. But why are the girls shining? Both sides now. Peyton Thomas, young adult, unrated. Supposedly exciting trans representation. Actually racist South Park fanfiction? Earthlings, Sayaka Murata, translated by Ginny Tapley Takamori. Fiction, 3 stars. I am too squeamish for a book like this. No One Here Is Lonely, Sarah Everett, young adult, 3.5 stars. May I recommend the TV show Upload instead? No One Is Talking About This, Patricia Lockwood, fiction, 5 stars. Chronically online person faces grief, reality check. Not for everyone. The Scapegracers, Hannah Abigail Clark, young adult, 3 stars. Queer teenage witches meander through a boring plot. Surprisingly unfun. Can't Take That Away, Stephen Salvatore, young adult, 4 stars. Genderqueer Elphaba, school protests, clunky love story. Earth Eater, Dolores Reyes, fiction, 3 stars. Eating Dirt provides prophetic visions, sadly lost in translation. Fat Angie, E. Charlton Trujillo, young adult, unrated. Puzzling voiciness muddles empowering messages. Who is this for? The Right Swipe, Alicia Rai, romance, 3 stars. Way too much going on, very unsexy sex scenes. Sorry, I just moved my head away from the center of the frame so I can have more space to put the books on the screen. Sorry, that's really annoying. Anyway, the next 4 books are from a list I found on BuzzFeed of trans, genderqueer, and gender nonconforming authors you should try, which I will also put that list in the description box. Cemetery Boys, Aiden Thomas, young adult, 4.5 stars. Determined trans boy accidentally summons cute spirit. Fun action ensues. Felix Ever After, Kacen Callender, young adult, unrated. After transphobic incidents, Felix fights back with art. I'm ambivalent. The Witch King, H.E. Edgman, young adult, 4 stars. Witch Wyatt shirks his queenly duties in ultra-queer fantasy romp. Meet Cute Diary, Emery Lee, young adult, 3.5 stars. Inoffensive, trans-focused twist on fake dating trope, but Sia Martinez and the Moonlit Beginning of Everything, Rachel Vasquez Gilliland, young adult, 3.75 stars. Surprisingly slow-paced exploration of true alienation, plus Mexican folklore. Don't Forget Us Here, Lost and Found at Guantanamo, Mansour Adaifi, memoir, unrated. Wrongfully detained 14 years, Adaifi writes hauntingly, sometimes even humorously. Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, Rick Riordan, children's, unrated. Just as fun as everybody always told me it was. Nobody's Magic, Destiny O Birdsong, fiction, 4 stars. triptych of compelling, semi-repetitive stories of Black women with albinism. The Love Con, Ceresia Glass, romance, 3.5 stars. Cute fake dating story that eventually overstays its welcome. 1,000 Steps into Night, Tracy Chi, young adult, 5 stars. Like a Miyazaki film in book form, demons and girl power! 12 Bites, How We Got Here and Where We Might Go Next. Jeanette Winterson, nonfiction, 2.5 stars. The premise, artificial intelligence, so interesting. The execution, so missing. The Night When No One Had Sex. Kalina Miller, young adult, 3.5 stars. Cute enough after prom story with some LOL moments. All the Murmuring Bones, AJ Slatter, fantasy, 4 stars. Slightly overlong gothic tale of mermaids and blood debts. Don't read the comments. Eric Smith, young adult, 3.5 stars. Online harassment PSA meets slightly uncomfy romance. It was fine. Saga Boy, My Life of Blackness and Becoming, Antonio Michael Downing, memoir, unrated. Brilliant stories in need of a stricter editor. The Square Root of Summer, Harriet Reuter Hapgood, young adult, 3.5 stars. Time-bending summer romance, way too much physics for me. Like a House on Fire, Laurie McBrayer, fiction, 4 stars. Compulsively readable, sometimes unpleasant story of extramarital queer affair. Future Feeling, Joss Lake, fiction, unrated. Completely baffling exploration of tech, transness, witches, buttholes, and mushrooms. Dandelion Wine, Ray Bradbury, fiction, 5 stars. Favorite book of all time, I read it every summer. Vertical Run, Joseph R. Garber, fiction, unrated. Die Hard meets Outbreak meets Home Alone, cringingly 90s page-turner. The Breakup Artist, Philip Segal, young adult, 3 stars. Another mean-spirited melodrama with anti-love teen protagonist. Free Love, Tessa Hadley, fiction, 4 stars. Beautiful but empty portrait of extramarital affair in 1960s London. To Sir Philip with Love, a Bridgerton story, Julia Quinn, romance, 2.5 stars. Eloise's sadly hetero love story featuring dubious consent and brooding husband. Deaf Utopia, a memoir and a love letter to a way of life, Niall DeMarco, memoir, 4.5 stars. Excellent exploration of deafness representation from America's Next Top Model. Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding, Chensia C. Higgins, romance, 3 stars. Skimmed most of this surprisingly dull, queer fake relationship story. Jane Anonymous, Lori Faria Stolars, young adult, 3.5 stars. Hard to stomach, easy to read tale of escaping captivity. Bitch, on the female of the species, Lucy Cook, science, 4.5 stars. Fascinating scientific rebuttals against prevailing theories of male dominance. Enter the Aardvark, Jessica Anthony, fiction, 4 stars. Funny but tiring political satire featuring a taxidermy aardvark. As Far as You'll Take Me, Phil Stamper, young adult, 3.5 stars. Pretty blah story of gay teen finding acceptance abroad. The Illness Lesson, Claire Beams, fiction, 4.25 stars. Unsettling story of illness creeping into a school for girls. High Risk Homosexual, Edgar Gomez, memoir, 4 stars. Disjointed but moving exploration of queerness and Latinx identity. The Beast Player, Nohoko Uwashi, translated by Kathy Hirano, young adult fantasy, 4 stars. Fantastic Beasts and How to Tame Them, mostly epic. The One Memory of Flora Banks, Emily Barr, young adult, 4 stars. Compelling story of amnesia and overcoming I hopefully won't forget. Just by looking at him, Ryan O'Connell, fiction, 4 stars. Basically special, but in novel form. Hilarious, but a retread. Juniper and Thorn, Ava Reed, fantasy horror, 3.5 stars. Creepy gothic story with gratuitous liver-eating action, not my fave. The Revolution of Bertie Randolph, Brandy Colbert, young adult, 4.5 stars. Compelling coming of age with an asexual side character. A Song for a New Day, Sarah Pinsker, fiction, 4 stars. Too close to home speculation about forced social distancing, published in 2019. Slime, How Algae Created Us, Plague Us, and Might Just Save Us, Ruth Kassinger, science, unrated. Turns out, I'm not really that interested in algae. She Gets the Girl, Rachel Lippincott and Allison Derrick, young adult, 3.5 stars. Cute lesbian matchmaking story I just feel I've read before. Take Me Apart, Sarah Sligar, thriller, 4.25 stars. Famously tortured artist leaves behind haunting diary in this page-turner. Girl, Serpent, Thorn, Melissa Bashar-Deuced, young adult, 4 stars. Pretty good Persian-inspired profile of poisonous princess. The Cabinet, Un-Soo Kim, translated by Sean Lynn Halbert, sci-fi, 3 stars. Jumbled collection of extra-evolved humans and body horror, pretty icky. Death is a Lonely Business, Ray Bradbury, mystery, 3.5 stars. Not the most memorable Bradbury book, I'll say that. Hola Papi, How to Come Out in a Walmart Parking Lot and Other Life Lessons, John Paul Brammer, memoir, 4.5 stars. Lovely stories from an insightful, half-Mexican queer advice columnist. Here's a tip, don't let one of your 10 words be the word columnist, because you will not be sure if you are saying it correctly. Let's move on. The Ethical Slut, 3rd edition, a practical guide to polyamory, open relationships, and other freedoms in sex and love. Dossie Easton, Janet W. Hardy. Sexuality, unrated. Surprisingly inclusive, yet slightly cringy, to me, exploration of sluthood. The Summer of Naked Swim Parties, Jessica Anya Blau, fiction, 5 stars. Endlessly rereadable exploration of isolation during a turbulent, tubular adolescence. The Circle, Dave Eggers, fiction, 4 stars. Slightly heavy-handed, but unputdownable glimpse at entirely too possible social media dystopia. It looks like this, Rafi Mittelfeld, young adult, unrated. Sparse and sad story of conversion therapy and loss. The World Cannot Give, Tara Isabella Burton, fiction, 3.5 stars. Eerie boarding school obsession fizzles out over 300 plus pages. Bewilderness, Karen Tucker, fiction, 4 stars. Stark, sad story of 2 women tied up in addiction. Jess, Chunk, and the Road Trip to Infinity, young adult, 2.5 stars. A bummer when books don't live up to their names. And that is my 3rd worst book of the year right there. The Woman in the Purple Skirt, Natsuko Imamura, translated by Lucy North. Fiction, unrated. Tale of obsession fails to live up to overhyped reviews. Fight, how Gen Z is channeling their fear and passion to save America. John Della Volpe. Politics, unrated. Surprisingly dry observation of Gen Z politics, protests, and polling. Each of Us a Desert, Mark Oshiro, young adult fantasy, 3.5 stars. Strong start to confusing fizzle in this Spanish-heavy meandering fantasy. Lake Success, Gary Steingart, fiction, unrated. I prefer satires with fewer references to real-life clown Trump. Surrender Your Sons, Adam Sass, young adult, 3 stars. Confusing grammar muddles this overdramatic conversion therapy mystery. Disaster's Children, Emma Slowly, fiction, 4 stars. Wealthy ranchers hide from impending apocalypse. Striking but meandering. Crooked Hallelujah, Kelly Jo Ford, fiction, 3.5 stars. Fine short stories following Cherokee women through life's frustrating trials. Riot Baby, Tochi Onyebuchi, sci-fi, unrated. Black grief and rage manifest as superpowers, a superb concept. The Elizas, Sarah Shepard, thriller, 4 stars. Implausibly twisty thriller involving repressed memories and Munchausen by proxy. I Am the Ghost in Your House, Mara Ramasco Moore, young adult supernatural, 4.5 stars. Startling exploration of queerness, community, trauma, and true invisibility. All the Lovers in the Night, Mieko Kawakami, translated by Sam Bett and David Boyd, fiction, 3.5 stars. Fine, pretty story about lonely woman and light, I guess. The Last Housewife, Ashley Winstead, thriller, 4 stars. Disturbing page-turner that's easy to read but hard to recommend. Didn't nobody give a shit what happened to Carlotta. James Hannaham, fiction, 4 stars. Structurally slippery, thematically powerful story of re-entering life after prison. What We Harvest, Anne Freistadt, young adult horror, 3.5 stars. Foolish protagonist dampens creepy story of zombification and blight. And the final book I read in 2022, The Companions, Katie M. Flynn, sci-fi, 3.5 stars. Questions of quarantine and consciousness collide quietly. Okay, think I did it. 112 books, 10 words or fewer. I can't believe you sat and watched this entire video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment below what the best and worst books you read in 2022 were. Let me know if you read any of these, and I'm gonna go read some more. Bye! The subscribe button appears on the right. A suggested video and playlist appear on the left.